You're listening to Weeknight Wizards.
Akhan's run, it's the Lurgoyf, and this is Weeknight Wizards. Caenis, the land of fangs and fright, fangs and flight, frost and fangs. Whatever
things.
Whatever I subtitled this one. And welcome. I'm your completely neutral game master.
Lawfully neutral.
Joe, mostly lawfully. Depends on the law. And for our introduction question tonight, we're gonna go with, what is your favorite non-MCU superhero movie? Or like TV show?
Those two totally different things you just said.
You're saying film-based superhero media that's outside the MCU.
Yes. But not, it doesn't have to be cinema. It could be TV or a movie outside of the MCU.
Okay. Oh, and animated?
Sure, why not?
Because like...
well then, technically, I mean, here's the thing, like Spider-Verse, easily the best superhero stuff that's not in the MCU.
I said your favorite, not the best.
Yeah, I'm a man of taste, though, Joe. So.
All right, Michael, I will see your taste, and I will go with Batman the Animated Series.
Ooh, yeah, it's very good.
Classic.
I'm torn because I've been really enjoying Invincible, which is very good. But man, One Punch Man is so fucking good that sometimes I'm like, it's the issue I have largely with superhero genre is that it's kind of, even though you can do things that are very like moving or gut wrenching or like things that are hard, it's still kind of predictable because it's like, yeah, eventually, usually good guys win, even if terrible things happen. What I love about One Punch Man is it's like, oh yeah, no, he's gonna win. Like that's like,
no, it is the given.
You know that, and it's never in question. It's just about how ridiculous can the rest of it be, which is the best. It's so
I would
funny.
say it's pretty in question in The Boys, whether the good guys will win or not.
Yeah, I mean, I guess good guys is subjective. What I mean is like the narrative protagonist, or like whoever the main character is.
Yeah, they get fucked up a lot in that show.
Yeah, of course. The Boys is good too, but yeah, I think I'll say Invincible. I think that that's a really interesting.
There's a scene in One Punch Man. I have no idea like where it is in the show, but every time it like comes across, like I see it, which is like kind of frequently, it makes me cry every time.
Like
it's
from laughter or from sadness.
No, from like, I don't know, like there's like a standing up for people emotion.
Oh, sure.
That I get. Yeah, inspirational. Yeah, it's
Go
ahead.
Sorry. I was gonna say, I just cry laughing at the scene where he tries to beat up a mosquito that's annoying him, and it's like every clap is like a sonic boom in his neighborhood because he's so powerful, but he can't hit the damn mosquito. I don't know why. That is like peak comedy to me. It's so fucking funny. Like,
it's
God.
No, it's a scene with Bicycle Man.
Oh, the Mugen Rider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is it streamable right now? Because it's not on Crunchyroll, right?
It's not
on Crunchyroll.
I don't think so. And by that I mean I just checked and it said it's not available.
Oh, good question.
Then Netflix or Hulu? Oh, it might be on Hulu.
You know what's cool is that all of us are actually at computers right now.
It's on Hulu.
Yeah, nope.
It is on Hulu.
Yeah, there you go.
And you can rent it from Apple TV, Amazon Prime, and Disney Plus.
I will not be doing that.
but you can.
If you like One Punch Man, you can watch Mob Psycho 100, which is similar
That
premise.
came up when I googled it actually.
Yeah, it's by the same author. It's really good. Anyway, that was leading into Anthony wants to talk about Madam Web, and I want to talk about Madam Web too. Before we get
I want to
started.
talk about Madam Web and how it relates to Captain America: Brave New World, because on our previous Hebria stream, Joe was so bold as to say that Captain America was reviewing lower than Madam Web. Since our last stream, I have viewed both movies. I saw Captain America in theaters, and I watched Madam Web today.
Voluntarily.
And Madam Web is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. I was laughing at how bad it was. Oh my god, I can't believe they made that movie.
Did anyone morb?
No one more. They kind of like. There's a scene with a vampire bat in it, and I was like, oh, Morbius. The dialogue is bad. The characters are awful. It's just a terrible, terrible movie.
It like doesn't make a lot of sense from what I could tell.
It makes sense, but like you just like there's nothing to compel you to care about any of the characters at all.
Yeah.
Whereas Captain America, like, excellent characters, excellent representation. The plot, like, there were some things where I was like, I don't know about that, but like generally held up. The CGI was great, and it was really fun to see Red Hulk's giant red penis on screen.
Yeah.
I really appreciated that.
It's about time they did full frontal. In a
I didn't
Marvel
think they would
movie.
go there, but like,
Yeah.
it's his first time transforming. He's wearing a suit at the time, so it doesn't stretch. So like, it's there. Just knocking down cherry trees.
Someone on Letterboxd, I read a review of it, and their review was, this Marvel movie would have you think that the two most important Marvel movies are The Eternals and... What was the second one?
The Hulk.
Yeah, The Incredible Hulk.
Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, it felt like a sequel to the Hulk, and I felt rewarded for having watched that movie.
Almost 10 years, or more than 10 years ago.
More than 10
That was like
years ago.
2008.
Yeah, the Edward Norton one.
Dang.
Like it was a fun movie. It wasn't my favorite, but like
it's better than the Hulk.
Any like the hate that it's getting in reviews.
Yeah.
I think people are being racist because the main character is black.
I have heard from some critical reviews where basically it's like that it doesn't go far enough, and it's very like the plot is more muddled than it.
The plot is. I wouldn't say the plot is muddled. It could have gone a little bit further, and I wish that it had. But also, like, it definitely advances the plot of the MCU, and it was fine.
It might bring me to actually catch up on the MCU. I think the last one I saw was Black Widow.
Not a great place to stop.
Nope. Not really. It was the first movie I saw post-COVID in theaters.
Oh, wow. That means you haven't seen Guardians 3?
Nope.
Or
Guardians 3 is good.
Deadpool 3?
The Guardians series is great. It's my favorite Marvel.
Very good.
IP, for sure.
Yeah.
Greg, big Yondu sympathizer over here.
Yeah, absolutely.
I almost clicked stop streaming instead of change scene. So I will be changing scene now. They're both blue.
Also, I feel like I should have like a Twitter account called Stan Yondu. I feel like that's a good internet name.
You should change your Mahjong handle to Stan Yondu.
Stan Yondu. Sweet Prince Winky Face is too good to give up. Good. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
I'm changing mine tonight to Big Jong Rips. I'm so excited.
That's pretty good.
Anyway, or if that's taken, huge Jong Rips. Anyway, who wants to go over what happened last time?
Yeah, it's been a minute.
I can give it from recollection, or Michael can give it from notes and be more accurate.
Roll the dice. Joe's favorite thing.
Yep. I'm going Okay, D100. Pick a number between 1 and 100. Whoever gets closer.
Without going over.
Got Not without going over, just whoever gets closer.
80.
57.
33, Anthony.
So there we were in the temple. We discovered that, like, after the room had flipped over, we went into another room, and we had to vamp for a bit while Joe needed to buy time. We fought some animated statues, and we made it to the bridge from the first scene where we all did our little character intros from the intro, and try as we would to disrupt Joe's climactic scene, we were foiled by Dr. Slurman, Dr. Puzz Slurman, which I still find unbelievably funny. I think there may have been something before that combat.
There's a big room with a sky dome. And
Oh, that's right. We did the last Airbender
spin the
thing
room
with that room.
Yeah, and we kind of determined that that there was like times and coordinates, and we had found a date several months. Like
It was 3 years in the future,
3 years
wasn't
in
it?
the future, right? Yes.
Yeah, and it was not the day of the convert.
The 15th day of the 3rd month after the lunar solstice.
Yes, but not the equinox.
Right. Yes, correct. Yeah, and then he pulled a switch and dropped us into a pit.
Yes.
Yes. So that is where we left off. So as you're falling and falling deep into this inky blackness, you begin to hear the rush of water underneath you. As you come smashing into the water, it's ice cold and is rushing you out of the cave. Can I get Constitution saves from everyone?
That's not good.
This is to make sure that we properly fall out of time and let the ages pass over us.
Hey, we could die.
You could die right here.
Die, but come back in a different color. Constitution save.
14.
Save, we say, huh? I'm not used to not being stronger.
Oh
19.
no!
Oh no.
5.
You
A
didn't
5
have the
is
armor, so
bad.
if we're in water, you are just like sinking. Use your gun floaty.
So everyone,
Oh my god, that's a good idea.
everyone hits the water and manages to kind of stay, mostly conscious. Calvados has the wind knocked out of him. And them.
All right, in the chat, but instead of a fun noodle, you could have a gun noodle. Calvados.
I like that.
I do like that. And God, all these. All right. But you're mostly fine. As you wash out, into the sunlight, and into a small pool, at the base of the mountainside. Midgley and Goodenough are there. Some of the other soldiers are there with you. As you all kind of come to, with the brilliant moon hanging overhead because it's nighttime, and you weren't in there for 24 hours.
Oh, spluttering water. Amaranth gets to his feet and goes over to Goodenough and like smacks him upside the head and goes, "You didn't tell us that your comrade was the Puzzler Man himself, the infamous Puzzler Man."
How? What's his voice? He had like he's like my voice. Well, how was I supposed to know? I've worked with Dr. Zlerman for years, and I've never believed he could do something like this.
Unbelievable.
You'd better believe it.
I didn't even know he knew magic outside of a healing word here or there.
Well, now we're in trouble, it seems. So what? He's got this knowledge, and the only thing we have is next to some coordinates in the mountainside somewhere in 3 years. What are we supposed to do with that?
Well, I mean, clearly something is going to happen there. I guess
Something's going to happen there. Oh, what great job, Professor.
You're
Yes,
a professor.
very
You
helpful.
tell us what's going to happen.
tell you. I mean, all right. I've come across some of my vampire research. Come across in my research of vampires, that they're all working towards some sort of goal. And I can't really, I don't really know exactly what it is. But I think this is part of it. If not the goal. This might be
I grab his soaking wet journal, flip to the most recent page. Just has vampire orgy question mark written here.
I'm there.
No, because see, that wouldn't even make sense because I mean, I'm sure you know vampires don't reproduce like that.
Yes, no one would ever have an orgy other than for the purposes of reproduction.
Yeah, you need to RSVP for the orgy.
3 years in advance.
Respond. Surely, vampire pussy.
Alternatively, vampire penis.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, come on. Of course, they're inclusive, if anything.
No
Okay,
no
well,
vampire mouths though. Too many teeth.
Maybe they're into that
Yeah.
show.
That sucks.
As an aside, I'm watching the Castlevania Nocturne right now.
Oh, hell yeah.
And the best character on the show, she's got a line where she's like, "I assure you, I have teeth in every orifice."
Yeah, it's pretty.
That sucks.
No, she's great. I love her.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I love that show. So, sorry, Perno says, okay, so what are you going to do, Dr. Goodenough, until this event? I mean, surely you can prepare in some way. Are you, well, first of all, will you be there? Or are you, is this the end of the road for you?
I don't know. This might be the end of my adventuring days. The only reason I came on this one is because, well, I mean, the tomb was empty. It's, I came to take some cave drawings. I'm not one of these adventurers. I think my husband would kill me if I went there. But I mean, if you three are interested, I certainly think I could, I'd go back to the university and apply for some
grant.
Apply for some grants and I don't know, try and arrange for some help, some transportation maybe.
I think we are all in agreement that if nothing is done in 3 years' time, then there is going to be a problem. Maybe not for you because you are quite old, so you may die before then. But for everyone else, that may be.
I'm like 45. Let's just
shut up.
Door over here.
Shut up. You're old. Oh really? In my mind, you're like 80, from what I can see.
It looks 80.
You look 80.
Ouch.
You need to take care of your skin. What is your skin? I bet you don't even have a skincare routine. That is so classic.
Do we need to be worried about Zlerman?
I mean, this does seem to have I don't know. I don't know why he would come out of hiding now, and reveal himself. But I mean, I can't imagine he'll be in public very often. I think as long as you lay low, he probably will just assume you're dead. And I don't even know if he cares that much if you're not, but I'm not really sure. I have no idea.
That man could
For
fly.
us
Yeah.
I don't like that.
for us as players, I'm trying to remember from our last session. Was he seeking something? Like, did he like just crossed across that chasm? But was he like
He
trying to find a treasure, or what
he
was his goal?
um
Like
Hank,
Zlerman betrayed us, but I don't know if I remember
yeah.
what his
So
ultimate goal was for being there.
he was looking for the information that you got in that
About the like coordinates or
yeah.
About the vampire harmonic convergence.
Yes, about the
Gotcha.
vampire
Okay,
harmonic
so
convergence.
he was also looking for that
Yeah,
information.
that
Okay.
was the information he was looking for. And
Yeah.
then the less people that know about that is better
Then
for
obviously
him.
Yeah, got it. Okay. So yes, I think Perno says look, I think there is something that is quite obvious, which is that the information that we found was clearly what Zlerman was looking for, which means that for him, this date and this location is particularly important. I think he is probably more afraid that that information is divulged or that we somehow stop him than he is worried about whether or not we survived this particular event. So I think we try to spend the time in between, becoming as strong as we can, gathering as many resources as we can, and patrons. And he looks at Good Enough and like pointedly, and says, because all hell will break loose in a couple of measly years, and then if we have wasted that time, we are fucked. So although I like being fucked, I do not like being fucked that way. That is one step.
That's the
too
wrong
far for
kind
us.
of harmonic convergence.
That is a harmonic divergence. That is not good. That is a splitting that I do not like to see. So, anyways,
He's gonna go. He's just gonna give you a big hug. Pernod, I'm so glad to hear you say that. I was so worried that you were just gonna, all of you were just gonna fuck off and do your own thing and make it the world's problem. But
Wait, was that
no.
about?
If you know anything about me, is that I make it about myself almost every time. So there was no risk of that happening.
let me tell you, I can't imagine that there won't be riches in this one.
Please, if I were interested in riches, I would have been a magistrate. I do it for the art, but also the riches is nice. I won't deny it.
And for me, I've never let any bloke live who dropped me down a hole. It's kind of a thing. Anytime, fall down a hole, gotta kill him.
Calvados takes one of their guns and points it at the pool they just got out of, and fires a spell of create or destroy water. Destroys 10 gallons out of the pool.
It would just be like a depth charge. It would just like
Yeah. And I don't like the hole that I'm dropped into either.
Well, we got it covered then.
Great. Well, I mean, I think we should probably go our separate ways now and reconvene. I don't know, a little bit before the vampire convergence.
Oh, you want a montage?
Well,
Our way there.
First things first, you take a rubbing of the coordinates and instructions, and we take the rest with us. So we all have a copy, yes?
Oh, yeah, of course. And he
Yes,
makes copies of the information that you want.
information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
So we all have our own.
Yeah. Um. It'll take me a little while, but I can send you copies of my notes too if that something you want to pour over. Or
Better
look.
than
Do we
nothing.
know? Do we know off the top of our heads? Like, are these coordinates like in our world geographical, like longitudinal, latitudinal coordinates, or would we know how to find this information, or is this like arcane magical stuff that we'd have to still decipher?
I
Like, is
mean,
it
it
like,
was so the floor was a map of Canis,
okay, so we
and
know
Give an
it
idea.
where on the map
directly
it would be.
pointed to
Okay,
it.
cool. And do
Um.
we have that on our map?
Yeah,
To
it's the
where,
blue
like, where?
circle on
Let me
the other
double
side
check
of the
which one
mountain
we have.
from the Exile encampment.
Oh, what is my color?
Okay. So yeah, I see. Okay. Okay. So maybe I think what Pernod's gonna say is, okay, gentlemen. And so I think we say bye to, unless you guys want to do something else with good enough. I think we say bye to the scholars and the hired
Yes.
hands, right?
I
Okay.
believe so.
So I think Pernod like gathers the three of us around, or the two of us, the two of you around him, and says, gentlemen,
Gentle
uh,
folk.
gentlefolk, you are correct. I apologize. Gentlemen and gun. The
Truly gender
uh,
neutral. Gun.
there. Here's my proposition. In 2 years and 11 months, you come to my estate for us to meet up, strategize, and from there, we head out together to our destination. Um, I would invite you for the entire 3 years, but I'm sure you have other things to do, and also I do as well. But I give them the name of my town. I give them how to find my estate. And I say, it is an open invitation to join then, to rest, to prepare, to share stories before we go on a more difficult journey.
What is the name of your town, Greg?
I believe I have it in my notes. It is oh, where did I put it? So my manor house is called Thorngate. And it's in the town of Almira.
That's not on the map.
No, well, I mean, Joe could put it on the map, but
Yeah.
it's that then I named it Almira. Thorngate is the estate.
Okay. Wasn't Elmira the name of one of the Gorgons that Vera rescued?
I think so.
Yep, completely
Happenstance.
Good talk.
happenstance. Yeah. Yep. Hey, to check out that story, go to our Twitch page, and you can
Actually,
you
check
can
out
hear
YouTube.
you can hear all about how Gregory is unoriginal with his side names in
Mhm.
his character descriptions.
Hey, it's just through line world building, man.
Yeah.
There you go.
Just
It's
a
actually
nod.
all
It's
part of
called
the
an Easter egg.
yeah, exactly. It's
Cosmere.
the magical cinematic universe.
The Weeknight Wizard cinematic universe. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's here.
the Wooku.
Wookiee.
Yeah, so I think at that I whistle, and Sam flies over. Has been kind of hunting at night and flies over onto my shoulder.
Oh wait, no. Who?
Like, you might want to get your owl checked out. They're not supposed to sound like that. There we go. Much better.
broken.
And fucking classic. And I think Calvidus is the first, or Calvidus, sorry. I think Pernod is the first to leave. I think he like gives him a little salute, and he heads off into the wilderness towards his own place.
Well, there's a fine lack of treasure there, but I think I might know where to find some more. So I'll be off myself. And he takes. He took an artifact. But I think he looks at it, writes something down, and he tosses it to Calvados because that's not what he's looking for. And he
I'll
sets
take it.
off to seek his fortune, get to know some vampires a little more personally.
Calvados takes the artifact that Amaron threw them and puts it in somewhere in their bandolier. They look to good enough and say, "I don't have anything more interesting to add," and walks off.
Goodbye, I guess.
Yes.
Excellent. So we will now kind of move into a little bit of like downtime because the party is split. Time is passing.
Is it more of a montage or is it more of a series of shots?
I'm gonna go with like a vignette. But let's do a montage for now, and then we'll move into a vignette.
Alright.
So over like the next year, we'll start with Pernod because he's the one that left first.
Sure.
What is Pernod doing? What is he up to? What is he working on? How is he now level 5?
Yeah. So I think the main thing, so Pernod is, just for like background, comes from a well-to-do, I guess you'd call it kind of landed gentry noble family in Almira. But there were some family troubles that heavily involved vampires. And so he was spared in those troubles, or spared of those troubles, I should say. And he could have like taken over the estate, but he kind of did like I guess you'd call it like the Batman thing, which is like he has the estate, but he spends his time doing other shit. And so he has Thorngate, but he actually spends most of his time kind of cosplaying, but not really cosplaying The Witcher, and is out like slaying monsters. Like that is his trade. He goes into the wilds. He is a ranger. He is specifically a monster slayer. And he goes, takes bounties, goes to slay monsters because he knows that vampires, who he has a personal grudge against, are the most dangerous prey, and he wants to be as skilled as possible to take them on. So he takes increasingly dangerous prey on, and he usually spends his time in an area that I called the what did I have here?
The Elmira Valley.
Nope. He had it in the Forgotten Swamp, which is a kind of
Vera's Point.
yeah, Vera's Island, which is a training ground for monster hunters. It's like, yeah, there's a lot of the monsters there. It's kind of the wilds. People don't really go there, but he's like on border towns training, getting by, and then like if he gets badly hurt or whatever, he goes back to his estate for a while and trains up. So
And
that's what he does.
I just got word from Capcom, Greg, that your check to promote Monster Hunter Wilds is in the mail. So good job tying that one in.
When does the game come out? I want to play that game.
February 28th, end of the month.
Co-op, right?
Yeah, all the Monster Hunters are. Monster Hunter's great. Been playing it since the original.
Oh, what's this? I mentioned The Witcher, and CD Projekt Red just sent me a check as well. That's
You were getting double paid. That's crazy.
Yeah, fucking crazy.
Damn.
Double dipped.
Double dip it ball. Yeah, so I think that's what he's doing. He's taking bounties, and he's got his like contacts in that trade. So you could find him at inns, out in the woods, cozying up with all kinds of monsters and other hunters.
Excellent. What about Amaron?
Well, Amaron.
Amaron.
A moron.
A moron. What'd you call me?
Moron.
What about a moron?
What about a moron?
When the sun hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's a moron.
A moron.
I think we've made that joke before.
Well, I'm okay. We're recycling. We're
Yeah.
There's
just
a
being
next time
eco-friendly.
for everything.
There's a next time. Yeah, Emeron, we see, so he's on a little bit of a personal mission and vendetta. He is searching for someone, and I'll leave it. But you see him like going to towns, asking about something, showing like a little like sketch picture, coming up empty. But then you see him like going into back rooms, like, following thieves can't signs, again, going deeper and deeper into like sort of like criminal circles, art dealers, and going on heists. So I think the main thing we kind of would see, like the most important moment of this is him in a like large estate, like some sort of, it's full of antiquities and priceless items, and we see him Indiana Jones style picking up like a relic, and I think it kind of looks like like a, I want to say skelefied. That's not really the right word, but like a skeletal hand that has like claws, too many fingers. It's got like 8 fingers. It's like an odd number, and they don't really line up in a way that like makes sense for any sort of like hand or foot or whatever. And we see him pick it up, and suddenly it's like the thing where like all the torches go out and then burst it back into like a green light, and then leave from their sconces and circle around him, and we see him dealing with some otherworldly things. The lights go out, and we then like, it's like one of those like shots where it like comes out of his like the blackness, and it's like his iris, and you see him scarred as though from like an 8-clawed hand, and with a haunted look in his eye. Grizzled and older, but wealthier for sure. He's better off.
And finally, Calvados. What are you up to?
I think that Calvados from here would have headed back to High Caliban to is that where I am based, or is that just where I'm from? I'm from High Caliban. I don't know if that's where my order is based.
They were in the north, you said. I thought they
This whole peninsula is the north.
were, but I thought maybe by like I thought someone mentioned something near the exile encampment. I wasn't sure if I can't remember if it was you or if that was something Greg said.
That was not me.
Okay.
What
I would have
specifically?
headed back to wherever my priestly order makes their home base, basically to receive my next mission. I would have been dispatched to various border skirmishes, war fronts, and disputes. Less like The Witcher and more like the thing I just said.
Final Fantasy. Nope.
Sure.
Nope. Sorry.
Wait.
I meant Fire Emblem.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that IP.
Okay. That's unfortunate. It's
I
fine.
make do.
It's fine. You're fine enough.
So yeah, like just sort of lending the barrels wherever they're needed across Caenis.
Excellent. Then let's go back to Ernol. And so
Yes.
what would be a what would be a monster that you were fighting that you got injured by?
Can I make up a monster, or are you like
Yeah, go
thinking
for
of a
it.
specific?
No, make up
I
something.
don't know. Can you?
Okay. I think. Okay, imagine like a dry bones from Mario, but instead of a turtle, it's a porcupine, and it's massive. So it's like a fully skeletal, like quilled beast that like stalks in the swamps and like lives in the swamps, and it's got this like almost endless, because it can basically kind of like use any of its bones as a like a defense mechanism because it's all bone. So I'm imagining something like that would be something that he would have had a big battle with and definitely gotten skewered a couple times in tracking it and getting rid of it.
Great. So as you slay that monster, you kind of decide, I assume, maybe it's time to return home. I think it's probably been a couple months since you were last there. Um so you make the trek all the way, and you kind of, I imagine it's on a hill, probably.
Yeah,
Or
yeah. I'm
you want to just
imagining there's like a.
like
Oh yeah, yeah. I can
describe like the
quick
walk up
description.
to it.
Let me give you a little paint you a little word picture.
That'd be
Where's
great.
the Architectural
So
Digest tour?
Yeah,
it's a
brutalist,
building.
like, or old
It's
southern.
a building. No, so
New
I'm
Wave
imagining
Gothic.
it's kind of got like a French countryside manor style to it, but it is um if you took one of those manor houses, but it kind of put it in like the Black Forest in Germany, so you get this like tall, misty pines surrounding this like hill that is going up over this town. There's kind of a winding road through the forest, and then there's a little bit of a clearing. There's like old wrought iron gates. And the way that, because Preno's gone for a long time and it's technically a it's a storied landmark in the area, but like he's the only person that uses it anymore. He makes it or he keeps it in a kind of a dilapidated state on purpose. So like a majority of the rooms are, covered in sheets, like dusty, but there's kind of like the inner sanctum of this house, which is like his room, maybe the kitchen, and like a drawing room that he keeps tidy, and like that's where he hangs out. But everything else is kind of like old, dusty. There's maybe like a couple shattered windows, like things that make it seem like it's kind of abandoned or locked up. But it's got, these kind of like lanterns out front. It's got this beautiful, it's a two-story building. And yeah, he makes the trek back, and like he's got a key to unlock the gates,
Uh,
which are otherwise
Chimney.
padlocked. Yes, chimney. Yeah.
One thing that you do
Mhm.
notice as you come up
Yeah.
is there is smoke coming out of the chimney.
Mm.
Um, Follow-up question,
Yeah,
which will ruin the surprise. Uh,
that's okay.
Vath, your
Hmm.
artificer.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Male, female, non-binary. How
Male.
male? Okay. Uh, great. Um,
Is that the Lucius Fox to your Batman?
Yes, but if Lucius Fox was like Anthony Hopkins in Silence of the Lambs, like I'm imagining kind of like a kind of a he's very much
Hungry.
the what are you buying? Like he's like that kind of like vibe
got it.
of person.
Tick
Like wears a
tock,
cloak.
Pernod.
Yeah, exactly.
So so you open the gate, and you take a couple steps inside, and the gate swings shut behind you, and well, hello, Pernod.
What are you selling? Just kidding. That's an inside joke for the two of us. Vath, as always, I am happy. You are the only person I would expect to be in my home, given that you are the only person I've given a copy of the key to. But I am always happy it is you and not anyone else. How are you?
Oh, business is booming. I've
Yes, I can imagine.
got some new toys for you. Hopefully, protect you from getting scraped up. Like,
Yes,
you
that is something I need actually. Before you show me your toys, do you mind? And I think he like lifts up his arm and he's got like one of those quills still sticking out of like the side of his ribs, where like he hasn't had a chance to find anyone to help him yank it out yet. So
He
it's
like
just like,
collapses.
he's like cut it. He's like sawed through part of it, so it's just like sticking out from underneath one of his ribs. He's like, it probably is not a good idea that I've had this for 2 weeks in my side, but seeing as you're here, do you mind maybe helping me with this?
Well, yeah, let's go inside first. I think
I think
we'll-
a brandy would do us good. Yes.
and
yeah, and I think
something to
leads him inside.
sanitize that.
Yeah,
That's what the
brandy.
brandy's
Yeah,
for.
of course. Yeah.
All right, so he gets you in. He kind of lays you down. You know, on the kitchen table, probably.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
This is gonna hurt, but maybe to, I don't know. This came for you, and I feel like you should have it
Mm.
as soon as possible.
What the fuck is this?
Whoa.
Look, it did the formatting did not work. I could not get it to be like regular text without retyping it, and I wasn't gonna do that.
Did you purposefully white out certain things or no?
They should not
It's
be
just
white.
formatted, I think. Wait.
Oh,
It
what
looks
the
like you're
hell?
missing like a big
Hang
section
on.
there.
Hang on. Okay, the first sentence got missed for some reason. The first sentence is, I trust this letter finds you in health, though I must admit there's a slight air of concern surrounding my writing, for I find it necessary.
My writing. Okay, great. I guess for the sake of the listeners, I'll just read it out. So there's concern surrounding my writing, for I find it necessary to extend you an invitation to an event of considerable importance, one which I am certain you would not wish to disregard. On the 5th of March, I shall host a gathering at my estate, a soiree of unrivaled elegance, where the most distinguished of society will converge. Your presence at this gathering is not only desired, it is, I dare say, essential. To fail to attend such a notable occasion would be, I trust, a matter you would not wish to entertain. I would hate for you to find yourself on the receiving end of whispers, should you neglect to grace us with your esteemed presence. It would indeed be unfortunate for you, should such rumors spread. You will find the evening most pleasurable, a string quartet to charm the ear, an exquisite banquet to delight the senses, and dancing that shall last well into the night. I am confident the evening will unfold in a manner that you will find both delightful and most beneficial. Should you make the right decision. In light of the gravity of this invitation, I do hope you confirm your attendance with all due speed so that I may ensure your comfort and satisfaction. Should you fail to do so promptly, I will of course be left with no other choice than to consider the consequences of such an omission. I trust this will not be necessary. I look forward to hearing from you at once and to your presence on that most critical evening. With warmest regards, Comtesse Claudette Saint-Germain.
And as soon as you finish reading it, he yanks that quill out of your side.
Fucking son of a bitch!
And then immediately hands you a big glass of brandy.
Yeah, which I down half of it and then I pour the other half on the gaping wound. And I think Sam is on my shoulder and I'm letting him kind of nip my knuckle. And I'm rereading the letter and I say, Vath, as always, thank you for taking care of my affairs. When did this get delivered to you?
I would I'd say, I mean, I was here when I got here a couple days ago.
I mean, I've been in the woods, so do I know what the date is? Like
I would say this. I don't want to put like an exact timeline on it in case.
But like generally.
Generally, I would say it's probably like January. Like this is
soon,
but not like
I'm just making sure I haven't just been like in the woods for like a year and it's
Oh,
been like
no.
I've missed. Yeah, okay.
I mean, you
So
have been away for a long time.
meaning I wanted to make sure this was still like in the future, not that I had already missed whatever the thing was.
Oh,
If that
yes, this is still in the future.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I think he like is holding this letter. He reads it a couple of times and then he kind of sighs and says looks at Vath and says mothers, huh? What can you do? And he says, "Well, how was this delivered to you? Was it was here when you came? It was already on the doorstep, or would you?"
I walked in and it was right
It was
on
there.
the main staircase.
That is classic her. Okay. Well, I guess I will need to take care of this. Say, what are you doing on March 5th? Do
I
you have a do you have any interest in going to an incredibly opulent but also extremely disturbing house party?
don't know if you have a +1. But I guess I'd be willing to at least accompany you to the location.
The thing is, the one thing that my mother hates more than me is breaking social decorum. So I think it would actually benefit me also for me to have a guest to come with me. So if you should be so kind, I think that could be both in our favor. For you, definitely new clientele. For me, a shield that will not be used, but will be there for posturing.
Uh, yeah, I mean, I guess so.
You don't seem convinced, but I will pay you anyways, just to sweeten
I've
the
heard
pot.
stories how scary your mother is. I'm not like the
Oh, those aren't
Caenis.
even half true. Yeah, no, but you'll be fine. If you can offer her value, which you can because you offer me value, you'll be fine. She's mainly interested in my torment and no one else's.
All right.
Beth,
Um,
you can say no. I will not hold it against you. But I actually think if you're interested in your business, you should go. There's going to be very wealthy people there.
I do love wealthy people. All right, I'll go with you.
That is great. Now, were you just here to deliver my mail, or is there something else? Can
Oh,
I?
yes. I have these for you. Um, Greg, I'd like you to find some magic items that you would want now that you're at level 5.
Ooh,
Um,
some magic items.
yeah,
Okay.
just something what's reasonable.
Yeah. Okay. So I think what would
Just
be
pull
cool.
from a book, or are we making something up? What do you want? How do you want to do it?
Oh,
You
I
want
was
me to,
thinking,
like,
I was
make
thinking,
something
I was
up?
thinking. While I move on to someone else's vignette,
Then Greg can go look.
you can just go look up.
No. Yeah, but I guess are you saying like find something from a book, or can I like come up with an idea with a certain status effect or something, and we can like basically can we create them
Either
and get you
one,
to, or do you want us to go from a book? Okay,
either one.
cool.
Um,
I'll take a look.
I
So
would recommend using a book as guidance,
yeah,
but
yeah. So what are we
Our-
looking at? Like either one quite good one or two minor ones, something like that.
let's do two quite good ones or one excellent one, or like 3
Okay.
minor ones. Like your level,
Okay,
level
yeah,
5 characters should have like multiple magic items. That I would say are
Okay.
pretty strong.
So
So
think of it. Okay, cool.
yeah,
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 I will
they
look
they
some
can be
magic
like
items up.
they can be pretty strong.
Yeah, so he does the what are you buying? And he opens up his trench coat, and then it like cuts to another scene. There's like a
Transitions with the
star
code
right.
opening.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, with the cloak. Yeah,
I actually really like that.
how
The
about that?
cloak opens
Yeah.
as the
And it's a
scene
new
is
vignette.
changing.
Yeah,
Um,
I've seen Inception before. So good.
I watched the movie last weekend again. Wow, the movie's good.
Mm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
Holds up.
it does hold up a lot better than Tenant. Um,
Tenet.
yeah.
Yeah,
I like Tenet, but yeah.
I
I do
also
too. But
I also
yeah,
liked Tenant, but when you compare it to Inception, it's not even close.
Yeah, that's fair.
So Amaron,
Mm-hmm.
what are you up to? Like, what is your... So you kind of like became detached. You were running heists.
Yeah, again, he's searching for a certain someone from his past, and part of that has been getting more into deeper into like thieves guilds and back rooms and like illegal affairs. That's brought him onto a lot more treasure hunts and heists, and I kind of had it a little bit vignetted, but it hit him going to a specific home and picking up a cursed item.
Yes.
But that, yeah.
So what would you do after that?
I think after that, I mean, he's he's had a lot of trouble because he's now cursed. I think actually, does Calvados deal at all with like spiritual stuff? Like, was that order? Like, you're technically a cleric, right?
Good question. Probably.
I don't know if he knows a lot of clerics, and he probably would seek out a cleric.
Sure.
From this.
Yeah.
Which I don't have. I don't think I have one on my backstory.
Just me.
Just you. So I mean, he knows Calvados. He's like, well, no cleric. I guess I as good as any.
Sure, great.
Uh,
So Calvados,
Hi.
describe your like living quarters. Well, first of all, I guess describe what you've been doing in this last year. Like, I know you have this way of iron. Have you completed that? You want to describe that? And
Have I completed the trials of iron?
yes.
No.
Okay. Even after the time skip?
I was gonna leave that up to you as the GM.
Okay.
You tell me, dog.
I don't know what they are. It's not something you probably have to do all in one go, right? Like, I'm imagining
series
maybe,
of trials.
yeah, like a series of trials.
Like a Labors of Hercules kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's say that you're like
Gotta get those merit badges.
you're like halfway done.
I'm like halfway through.
Yeah. You have what are the...
Talk to the lady across the street. Your survival merit badge.
No, I mean, so
Sharpshooting.
you've done like the so you've completed, let's say, the Way of Stone, the Trial of Stone. You've
Yeah.
completed the Trial of Bronze. You've completed the Trial of the next age before Iron. Steel? No, Steel's
Iron
after.
Steel would come after
It
Iron.
would be after iron.
What am I forgetting?
I think it would go from bronze to iron.
Does it go? Okay.
Yeah, Iron Age comes after the Bronze Age.
Okay. Then you've completed the Trial of Bronze.
Yes. Sorry, did you have an initial question that we diverged from?
Oh yeah, describe your living situation.
Yes. Calvados's living situation is probably a Spartan sort of, I think you described in our chat as slightly monastic. So very basic bed, desk, a couple of books, some on spirituality, some on warfare and tactics. Candle, and maybe an accent rug.
Window room, interior room,
Window.
window.
Window facing the mountains.
Okay. So you kind of wake up early morning,
Every day.
every day. I assume you have push-ups or something you do in your room.
Full routine.
Full routine.
Gun ups.
Gun ups.
Gun ups.
It's those one-armed push-ups, but it's on your pistol.
Yes.
Not to be confused with pistol squats, which he just does normal pistol squats.
Yeah. And you glance out, and you see Belden, your mentor, tending to the garden outside.
As they always are.
Mm-hmm.
I'll nod in approval.
Belden, describe them for me, please.
Belden is a very large man, very muscular, and they would be sort of like a gentle giant figure. They're
Sure.
very, very strong, but also very kind, and they equally carry their spade with their rifle.
So I think he's gonna kind of see you looking out and kind of motion you down.
I'll finish my set and head out into the fields.
Ho ho! Calvados, my boy. I heard that you just recently passed the trial of bronze. Only one more to go.
That's correct. We're working on it.
He kind of reaches down and pulls from the dirt like a freshly grown carrot and kind of brushes it off and hands it to you.
What is this, a metaphor?
You can leave the metaphors to the other priests. This is breakfast.
Very good. And they'll take their canteen and wash the carrot off and take a big chomp out of it, like just a big full ass bite.
You've been away on your trials. What news have you heard of the outside?
A lot of border skirmishes between the big three. Gorvin, Calavan, and Shawl they keep fighting.
As they always do. We wouldn't
Fortunately
be
for us, fighting is what we are good at.
true, and it's what funds our monastery, and truly our way of life. Well, you didn't miss much around here, but I've noticed. I don't know if you've noticed our clientele seems to have just attracting some different patrons around here. Have you noticed that in your jobs? They've, I don't know, seem to be carry themselves differently. You know, we used to protect caravans from bandits and, you know, protect towns from warlords, and more it seems like the warlords are coming to us.
I go where Kor sends me, and I'm used to all sorts out in the world.
Ah, yes. Good old Cormac. Do you know...
Kor Qor, the god.
Ah, yes. The god Cor. Unrelated, but because it was just reminded me of it. You know that Cormac and I joined at the same time?
It's come up once or twice.
Yes, we were the best of friends. Still are sometimes.
I don't think that's how best friends work.
I think it's exactly how best friends work.
just as you say that, you notice a familiar face enter the monastery wall. It's Emeron.
He looks poor, like not well.
Belden, you'll have to excuse me. I need to go and reconnect with an old friend.
Oh, Calvados, it's good to see you. You mind if we talk somewhat private?
Of course.
Belden gave you another carrot to give to your friend.
Of course. You look like hell. I offer you a carrot.
Not washed. He eats it.
It is
dirty.
covered in dirt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he bites it without even thinking about it. Yeah.
Worse than I thought.
Yes. It's been a troubling few months. If you wouldn't mind, we could share a little bit in private.
Please come inside.
I need the help of a priest, I think, which is first time in my life for that, eh?
Yeah, they go inside and he confesses.
So I was running a job, and it brought me into one of those vampire mansions or estates, Harkland Mooney's estate, and there was some goods to be had. My pockets have never been heavier, but I touched something I shouldn't, and well, he looks around. Now I'm seeing ghosts, Calvados, like everywhere. They don't let me sleep. They don't let me eat. They don't let me take a shit without bothering me with their problems. Is this something you can take care of for me?
Oh, I am looking at the wrong character sheet. Please hold.
I'll also say for the story, mechanically, you can't undo this.
Ah,
But he would go to you to ask it.
yeah. I will do what I can. But Joe, can I make some sort of a check to tell what sort of affliction this is?
Yeah. Why don't you make me a religion check?
Sure. That's something I can do. Not well, because religion is knowledge of religions.
You could also do Arcana, or is it what's Insight?
I guess Arcana would make sense. History gets vampiric.
Yeah,
Nature. There's like a few things. Yeah.
they're all intelligence, but
History, I have a proficiency, and I'll use that one. Big 9.
big 9. Michael, this is a rare artifact, right? That's like wouldn't be well known.
No, I think it's yeah. I mean, I can tell you what I think it is, but with a 9, yeah, you wouldn't know.
Yeah, you
I
probably
think
wouldn't know.
You would. I think you would probably. My thought would be that like a cleric would understand like ghosts and spirits, right?
Yeah.
And like you could be like cursed, and like maybe there's magics that would let you like see or speak to the dead, not the way that he's describing it. And the problem is it's I think like the problem is he's an elf. And he's not from this plane, and you don't know how the spirit world works for the elven plane necessarily. So it is like a weird, like almost in a way like you wouldn't believe that the elves would share a connection to like the spirit world here. So I think it's like it doesn't track necessarily with like your understanding of how spirits work.
Can I give it a go anyway?
To try to dispel it?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Sure. But do I need to make a save?
No, well,
I think you do, because
no, you don't. Amron, for this one, I'm going to have you turn around because just turn around.
It was like a privacy thing. You're a bit shy.
As you turn around, Calvados takes a gun from his bandolier and says, "Yeah, just a little shy." I will point this third level spell at your head and
Jeez.
fire it off.
So
I cast remove curse.
Mhm.
I think what you see happen is as you pull the trigger, the ghostly version of Amaron's body like falls forward as if it was shot,
Oh,
screams in pain,
Mhm.
and then snaps back to the body.
I like that.
Amaron, you saw your spirit fall in front of your own eyes, scream, and then snap back into your body.
I can see why you're shy about that one. That was terrible.
Well, I can tell that what you have is not a curse because it wasn't removed.
I don't know if something's wrong. I don't know. I feel untethered. I don't feel like I'm quite all here. And I think as you said it, it's like something. I can do some cool things at level 5. What are they?
So can I. I thought remove curse was just going to work.
Nah, can't remove a class feature, my friend.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I see. Oh wait, no, that's cunning action. Okay. But I do think it's like as you're talking to him, it's almost like his spirit kind of like isn't quite in sync with his body still. So like he's moving, it's kind of like moving with him, almost as if he's sort of like halfway between here and like an incorporeal form.
Yeah, I think now that you've seen that effect happen, Calvados, you can kind of tell that as he's moving his hand, there's like a slight delay. Like as he just moves around, there's a slight delay that's like almost imperceptible.
What, you look like you seen a ghost?
Just not used to this sort of effect. Huh. I was thinking about casting Bestow Curse. I don't think that's going to work the way I want it to, though.
What we need is bestow Churse.
I need to bestow Curse. Exactly. I'm afraid that what you have here might be beyond my skill, despite my improved prowess.
Well, have you asked your friend? Your roommate. And he points into the corner. There is no one there. It's like an empty chair.
No, I
And-
haven't asked them either, but my gut tells me that the results will be the same.
And I'm going to say he's actually looking and seeing a spirit of a past person in this room. And I'm going to use my Whispers of the Dead ability, which with my archetype of a Phantom Rogue, I get one skill or tool proficiency of my choice. As a ghost shares its knowledge with you.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Very focused on like skills and stuff, but like, it should be interesting. And I think I would do I think this would be like an Arcana check. So I would get 3 to this roll. I'm just gonna roll it. And a 16. So, Joe, do you mind? Because like the thought I have with this is, he is kind of cursed, but because he's not from this realm, this thing that would normally maybe like just kill you or like has kind of almost like knocked him sort of loose from the planar bounds.
Yeah.
And it's like he's almost like he's
sort of overlapping with the spirit realm over
Sure.
at this.
So I'm gonna say that in the corner of the room you see what is clearly like some kind of religious monk, but from an ancient order long before the worshippers of Qor Core moved into this monastery. So it is an ancient order of wizards.
Mm.
And this spirit has not been interacted with in millennia, thousands and thousands of years. So seeing that you have seen it, it kind of stands up, and it's like an ancient old man. It stands up and pulls a book out of its robes, opens it up, and casts a spell on you, and then fully fades away. And that's going to be. You said you get an additional +3 to Arcana?
I become proficient in whatever.
Yeah.
So I rolled it with proficiency and then unchecked it.
Yeah.
I get it for like the whole day, but I have to make sure I stay on top of which one I have.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's
That is really cool.
super neat. Yeah.
Well, Amaron, thank you for coming here and confusing the hell out of me. I really appreciated it.
Oh, anytime. I'm always good for that.
Calvados, you hear a knock at your door.
Excuse me.
Calvados, orders.
I opened the door.
There is just like an initiate there, who hands you. Hang on, I almost showed the wrong one. Hands you
Letter to Calvados.
this letter.
I guess similar to Gregory, I will read this aloud. This has got a full header up on the upper left. From the Sacred Order of the Iron Way, issued by the High Keeper to Walker Calvados. The date is midway between new moons, and the subject is Duties for the Silver Stake. Walker Calvados, by the authority of the Sacred Order, you are hereby commanded to serve in the capacity of Protector and Guardian during the opening of the Silver Stake, which shall be held upon the evening of the next full moon. This gathering is of great importance to our order, and it is essential that its sanctity be preserved at all cost. Your duties are outlined as follows. 1. Maintain watch at the entrance. Ensure no unauthorized individuals gain access to the event. You are to verify that all attendees possess the proper credentials and are worthy to enter. Should any person seek entry without the appropriate blessing, you must escort them from the premises. 2. Patrol the event grounds. Conduct a constant vigil throughout the grounds. Remain alert for any unusual behavior or disturbances. Should you observe any signs of trouble or disorder, address the situation promptly and report any suspicious individuals to the higher authority. 3. Guard sacred spaces. There are areas within the grounds that hold particular significance. Ensure these spaces are not defiled by those uninvited. Allow only those with proper standing to approach these sacred locations. If necessary, prevent entry with due force. Roger that. 4. Maintain order among attendees. It is your responsibility to ensure that the guests remain respectful and orderly throughout the event. Any quarrels or disputes should be swiftly resolved, and troublemakers must be removed from the premises as soon as possible. 5. Prepare for the unexpected. While we trust in the peaceful nature of our gathering, you must remain ready for any unforeseen challenges, whether from within or outside our order. Be alert for any signs of sabotage, unrest, or unwarranted disturbances. and act swiftly to neutralize any threat. This is a solemn duty, Walker Calvados. The success of this gathering rests upon your shoulder. May you perform your task with honor and dedication to the Order. By the will of the Way of Iron, Grand Ascendant Cormac.
You hear a crunch of a dirty carrot in your ear. He goes, "Oh, it's a Silver Steak. Are they franchising?"
I don't know. I've never heard of them.
Great fries. Chips.
I actually think that you might know what the Silver Steak is, Amaral.
Oh.
Because you are following what's his name? Kirkland Moonley. Can you make a history check for me?
Only I hadn't talked to a wizard. I talked to a historian instead. Because I don't have. I got 15.
That's good enough. You know, and as you've kind of been stalking this guy, you know that Kirkland Moonley and Comatose Claudette Saint Germain are working together to open a casino called the Silver Stake.
Okay. A casino.
Did you say comatose?
Comtesse.
I thought I heard you say comatose.
I think I did.
Comatose. I
Comatose
was like, that's
is
that's
Coma's
hilarious.
mother.
But
the comatose Claudette Saint Germain.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, wait a minute. That's that new casino. He whispers to him. There's a vampire funding it.
Fascinating.
And some rich lady, but I don't really know much about her. Well, do you need a date?
I suppose I do. Calvados offers their arm.
Can I have
and we're linked for 1.5 years until this event.
Can I have Calvados make a knowledge roll of some sort? It's really easy.
Any sort of int check?
Yeah. Good enough.
Rolling high. 9s.
You would know the next full moon is on the 5th of March.
Hey, that's coming up.
It is coming up. Yeah, so we'll move on now, unless any of you have more things to add to your vignettes.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a town underneath the casino.
Yep.
That is called. Where is it?
Or subterranean places.
No, it's underneath, as in
south.
No, it's on a
See.
Mossmond.
Mossmond.
Mossmond. If you are interested, you may travel to Mossmond. And that's kind of where like the setup is occurring. There's like an inn there, where people are gathering before the full moon. But
Yep. I mean, I think that would make sense for us to go on the way.
Excellent.
Yeah.
it seems silly to have everyone open Tailspire. So hold for just a second. I'm just gonna show the town, and then I think we will be done. It seems like a decent stopping point.
Sure.
I think this is gonna make noise. I don't want it to make noise. Why does everything take longer to boot up when okay, and then I will stream to you guys. Don't click on that yet.
Ah, I clicked on it.
It's fine.
Wait, should we all be running?
No.
Oh no, you.
Real quick, I would like to thank Bloodhawk GOA for this this campaign board. So now you guys can
Yeah.
join.
Oh, cool. You join the stream.
No, you can
Or-
join the Discord.
Okay.
Sorry, too many places with links.
And this
Cool.
is the town of Mossmond, where we will pick up next session.
Oh yeah.
What a neat little town.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us in this little intercession prelude session to the next arc, the arc of the Silver Stake. Thank you very much. Follow us on socials. See you in a couple weeks.
Later.
Bye.